Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover British pound versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the British pound versus US dollar first. So this is the currency pair that we were focusing whole this week since this area here around 1.3115. So we expected the lower prices to start from here, so we got that sell-off, some downside objectives got reached, and most recently this area 1.2840 was also the objective because this was the recent swing highs from the previous price action. And at this point right now, this might be a form of the running flat type of correction in the play. So one option is this is like a running flat that is in creation, and there is a chance for the lower prices after this rally completes. So after completion of this rally, so I still see potential for the further downside movement after the rally, and then to potentially another downside move towards this rising trend line, which is the main one in this area here. And that's the area, let's say approx 1.2780 mark, and also 1.2755 mark. So downside is still in the play, but since we have this upside correction in the play, we might see after the completion of this upside correction the further downside like to develop. Speaking of the gold market, so we alerted about this potential downside rotation because the market failed and had a fake breakout yesterday above the 1985. So market sold off all the way, and we reached that first initial downside objective at 1970. At this point, market sold off and then started to rally, and now this area, the support area, now became resistance. So we need to see how the market will behave around this area, but we also have a support line at 1963. So if this is just initial impulsive move on the gold market, then we might see if this is like a corrective, or from here lower prices, or maybe something like this and then lower prices. But overall, if the price can stay below 1987, this can just be a corrective structure for the further another downside swing based on this downswing. And in that sense, then the downside objective can be 1963, and then also the area of this low cluster around the 1953. In case like scenario if the market start with aggressive beating and then there's still chances to market to remain in this let's say inside of this upside channeling mode, which is present in this area. Watching the crude oil, so we spoke about the secondary down leg yesterday, so we got that second leg, but market didn't actually have power to go towards the 74 mark, and it found the buyers around 74.58, and then we actually completed this ABC. So it's basically trading in this consolidation between 77.27 and 74.05, and we will see. So this might be also completion of ABC, so crude may attack the 77.27 in the next period and try to go towards that area, but there is not too much space towards that area, and still this consolidation is intact. And speaking of the Bitcoin versus US dollar, yesterday we had a breakout, but so this downside move was also pretty aggressive. So meaning, potential we have the whole new downswing and whole this activity. So this seems like a very initial downside move. This was the biggest downside move in momentum here, and we had this area, but market broke and then sold off aggressively. So this might be the area very important to watch, because if market can clear 29,400 and stay below, really we might see the retest of 28,500 or even the area all around 26,900 mark. For anything to the upside, I would like again some initiation from buyers and then hold above. That will be a good sign for rotation back towards the 31,400 mark. That will be all for this update and for this week. Have a good week, trade safe, and speak to you from next week from Monday.